a cough.
Yeah, I've already hit record, dude.
Hey!
Hello.
Hello.
So, I had this genius idea to have a bit of a multi-tool race hunt with Lavadoodles here, who's going by the name of Pirate 13 these days.
Yep.
Or on this save, anyway. So, the theory was we'd find a system with a relatively decent multi-tool in A-class in the space station cabinet and see which of us could find the S-class first, but along the way we thought we'd sort of try and explain how to multi-tool hunt.
Yeah, and even though it's A-class in the station cabinet, that's no guarantee that it's going to be S-class in the S cabinet.
I've had that happen before. I had a really nice pistol in a space station that was A-class and it didn't turn up in the S-class cabinet, but it's pretty rare. Generally A-class is going to become the S-class like 99% of the time. So let's wander over here. I'll show you what we're looking at. So just for fun and games, we're in Isentam. This is the Retta's Neutron Entangler. Sounds lethal.
Yeah.
And it is pretty bog standard. Experimental.
Yeah, that's
A-class.
colours pretty standard.
So pretty much imagine you've just warped into a brand new system and you've seen something you like the look of. We're going to pretend it's this one. And you've noticed it's A-class. So we're going to go about showing you, hopefully, how to find an S-class version of this tool. So the first thing you're going to need is some maps. So wander over here to the cartographer. Now, to get maps, you got to have nav data. You can collect those points of interest on the way,
And
or some settlements sell them.
Yeah, and some trade posts.
Some trade posts.
And some ancient archives.
So if you go down here to exchange for specific charge, now I always put these in my starship because when you first tab open, the starship's the one that's open, and it's nothing. You don't want to be swapping to your suit all the time. So grab them all.
Yeah, I put them into my freighter and I get out 10 at a time, and that way hopefully I don't get pirate scans.
Well, this is going to be another thing about this. We're going to see who does things differently. I'm probably going to be doing everything wrong. That's why Lava finds stuff so quick. So hopefully I might learn something. Anyway, I'm going to buy all of those.
Yeah, I've got lots. So yep.
So now,
Just
normally you'd be doing this by yourself, but we're going to do this together. So we've picked a planet that we're going to search on.
Yeah, no, it's still left me, so it's all good. Whoops.
Which was, you said it was behind the station, didn't you, dude?
Yeah.
Not that one. That's not behind the station. Be this one over here, probably. Skata.
Yeah, should be the cactus planet.
The cactus planet.
Looks nice and flat. The worst thing is if it's got mountains 2,000 metres high.
Mountains are a pain in the bum for multi-tool hunting. Oceans aren't much fun, and moons are horrible because of the size of the atmosphere. They're horrible to pulse around.
Yeah.
So, first thing you want to do is set off a bunch of maps. When we get down to the planet, once you're within the surface of the atmosphere, you can do it. But just land anywhere. You don't have to land, but I'm going to land just for fun.
Yeah, so what do? Don't set off the maps in space or on the station.
Because they'll pick a random planet then.
Yeah, you want to choose the planet you're going to search on.
So, and with this one being in the space station pool, you can search on any planet easily in the system. I generally, if I find a multi-tool that's spawning on a particular planet, I will generally try and search on that planet for it, so then you don't have to reload on another planet and then travel to that planet to get it. It's just I find that just a bit of a courtesy personally, so we'll set off the first map and see what we get. Yeah,
also depends on what the planet is like.
Yeah.
Like if it's got awful sentinels, it's got constant storms.
Yeah, you don't want to be hunting that.
Yeah, you don't want to be hunting that, so it's okay to reload and hunt somewhere else.
I will hunt on and planets with like mega flora that spawn in front of you. They're no fun because when you're flying into the settlements, you know, a tree might suddenly appear in front of you and it's a pain in the bum. Yeah. So the first map we set off there, dude, is a planetary archive. Now these maps will find about half a dozen different things, but the thing we're after is minus settlement. So we'll set another one off. And the idea is it'll only find one of each type, so you don't go to the points it finds that you don't want to go to. So that planetary archive, the trade post it just found, because if you go to those and it clears the point, you've wasted a map, and it'll keep finding the same ones over and over, or the same type of thing. So here we go. Here's our first minor settlement. Minor settlements show up as the little house icon.
Yeah.
Now that could be, when you set a map off, it could be walking distance from where you are, or it could be the other side of the planet.
Yeah, and also you have to be careful with the shelters. Until a shelter is found, it's always best to go to the settlement shelter, so that that didn't come up in the map.
Because a settlement will also show up sometimes as this house icon. Those little fellas that I just flew down next to, when the ship turns around, if you set a map off, those little ones over there, they will sometimes be found as a shelter.
Yeah.
And then what I used to do quite often is, if I had the same icon, I would highlight the shelter one so that I knew which one it was and just not clear it.
I always highlight the settlements, and that way it's easy to spot when you're bouncing out the atmosphere.
So what have we got in here? First cabinet is C-class, so it's not our multi-tool we're looking for.
Yeah, and my first cabinet is C-class. Theory of thought. So
Yep, found the same one.
Yeah, just to check the GTT. Just looking for those thingies.
Nav data.
Yeah, nav data.
Yeah, so you can find them in here.
Yeah.
And mine isn't selling any. But what you also want to do when you're multi-tool hunting, you want to go and save the minor settlement beacon that you've gone to. And there's two reasons to do this. First one is you get nav data. So for each map you use, you're basically getting one back. So you'll see in a second up here in the top corner, I will get some nav data and 10 nanites. It's a good way to make passive nanites too.
Yeah.
So each time you set a map up, you're basically getting one back in return. The other thing is, it'll tell you how many settlements you've searched for. So here's our first one. So when you finally find your S-class, it'll be, hey, I found it in 50 settlements. Hey, I found it in 10. Hey, I found it in 350. Whoever. 500 in my case. So the first one I found is a C, so that's obviously no good. I'll go back to my ship, set off my next map, and that little message that comes out there, can't find the same type of building. That's because it's probably finding, say, a trade post, and I've already got a trade post marked. So now I've found a transmission tower, which is no good. We don't want a transmission tower. So if I set it off again and it found another transmission tower, it doesn't tell you. It just says, hey, I can't do this map. I've already got, there you go, similar building target marked. It's saying I've already found one of that type. And that's the reason you don't fly to the ones that it already finds, because once you find them once, it's only going to find minor settlements, and that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can just sit there and go click, 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 click 20 times or something before it'll find your next settlement when you finally got them all marked. So there we go, minor settlement. So after the first few maps, like first say 10, 15 usually, you've probably pretty much got them all marked off, you reckon, usually, Lava?
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then it's just finding settlements after that?
Yeah. What I do also is, if I get a whole load of knockdowns, I spin my camera 180 degrees and try again, and usually after one or two tries they get success.
And the other thing also, if you're flying into a settlement that you've got marked like this, and you happen to see one as you're flying in, another one like a couple of hundred you away or whatever, no reason you can't land there. You've found another settlement. A number of times I've been flying towards my marked settlement and I've just seen a random one out in the wild and landed, and it's been the S-class cabinet.
Yeah.
Happens. I've got C-class again.
Yeah, I had B-class.
So, over to the beacon, save. The other reason you want to do this is because at some point, not because it's out of locations to search, just because the map system's a bit dodgy, you'll set off a map and you'll fly towards the minor settlement, and you'll wander over here. You've checked the cabinet, not the one you want. You wander over and you'll go, oh, it's already got a name. It means you've already been here. It's a repeat settlement. It's a bit of a pain in the bum. It happens.
Happens a lot on moons.
Moons are more notorious. That's why another reason I don't like hunting on moons. But as you wander over, instead of seeing a name, if you see, what's it called, unknown region or whatever it is, I'll check on the next one. You know it's a one you haven't been to. And if you hit save, and instead of giving that big white flourishy animation, the screen just stays still like that. You know you're at one you've already been to.
Yeah.
So pretty much what I'm doing now, and what Lava is doing somewhere else on the planet, is just rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Keep setting off maps until you find what you're looking for. And sometimes, like that, see that's set off, that's found the shelter that I'm already at. So what I'm going to do is, everyone does it different.
Interesting.
Well, I've never found that works for me. I'm going to mark it. So I've got that highlighted as the little white house. So whenever I get another white house, I know it's not that one that I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to the one that is the minor settlement. It's also worth noting, see there's another minor settlement, it's worth noting there aren't always 3 different types of multi-tool on a planet. Sometimes the A and the B class might be the same multi-tool, or the B and the C class, so you might go to 50 cabinets and only see 2 different models, but you're constantly seeing say the B and the C are always the pistol or whatever, and the A class is always the rifle that you're looking for. Same, it can be the same. You can see the one we're looking for in the station now. We could be seeing that constantly as A and B and A and B and A and B. But in this case, I've only seen C class so far.
I've seen 2B classes.
Of course, I've only seen C classes.
That's Zhunt class.
That's Zhunt class. So hopefully we can impart enough information to you before one of us flukes this. Oh, hang on. What have I got? What have I got? I got an A. So there you go. So this is part of the fun when you run into the settlement and you see the tool through the little glass cabinet and go, oh, it's the right one, and you run over going, be the S class, be the S class. Shit, it's the A.
And I always open up the menu, the buy menu.
Yeah, oh, you've got to check. I mean, there's no good looking at that saying.
And what's it got to be? What's it got to be? It is B class. It's very experimental, but it's B.
So it's the B as well.
Yeah, if you want to come here, show them that's there's A, but it's also B, and it's possibly S.
So did you get the other B class you found? Was that a different tool?
Just the little pistol.
Okay, so that's a thing as well. You can get some certain cabinets that you might continually be thinking, oh, the B class always looks like this. You've seen it 50 times, and then all of a sudden you find the one that's the A class, or you think is the A class, can appear as a B as well.
Yeah.
The only thing you've got to worry about is if you open an A cabinet and the tool you're looking for isn't in there.
Yeah.
Then you're pretty much sure it's going to be the S class.
Because so many times I've seen people open cabinets and they don't check what class it is. They just look at the multi-tool and they assume it's not the one that they're after.
Yeah, no, it's the cabinet that's important. Oh, someone stole my parking spot.
Yeah.
I'll just put it down
Yeah,
here.
I always set off a map, then I do the save beacon.
Yeah, I do it the other way around.
The reason I do it this way is before we had the automatic saving, the number of times I was coming into the minor settlement and my game would crash.
Ah, okay.
And hello. So the only way to save the location was to set off the map, then save. So when your game crashed, you had that marked in the in your save.
See, as a general rule, you're doing this by yourself.
Yeah.
So now, if I was to try to figure out, it's because I've got 2 house symbols, which one's the minor settlement, which one's shelter. I don't even have to wait for that text to pop up. I can just see that says that I've got it highlighted, so I know that I won't have to head that way. I'll have to head to the other south symbol, which is my minor settlement. So what can you tell us about multi-tools on other planets and reloading, Lava? Lots. Just because you fly into a system and you see a cabinet with something you like in it doesn't mean that that's the only decent thing in the system. Or, more to the point, you fly into a system and there's an A-class cabinet with an absolute piece of junk in it. If you fly down to every planet and reload your save one at a time and go back to the space station, you will find the tool has changed, because every planet has its own set of multi-tools.
Even dead planets, even
glitch planets, the whole lot.
Glitch planets, yeah.
Sometimes you might find... Now I'm just going to check this. It is...
That's another B class.
I've got a B class, bummer. So sometimes you might find a crappy tool in a cabinet that's A class in the station. So you decide to reload on every planet, and you might reload on, say, yeah, like I said, like a dead planet. And when you fly back to the station, lo and behold, there's a great-looking alien in there, or a great-looking experimental, or whatever, or a pistol you're after. So the problem with that is you can't search on a planet with no minor settlements like a dead planet for it. So in that case, you'd have to search on, say, a different planet and reload on the planet that forces to spawn the dead planet to get it to spawn. Like I said at the start, I tend to try to search on the planet that spawns the tool.
But sometimes it's a moon, and sometimes, it's a dead planet, so it's not possible. Well, you can search on moons, but it's...
Set one of these off. I forgot to set the map off.
Noob.
It's a busy when you try to talk and...
it's true, come at the same time.
Yeah, and tutorialise people.
Can't talk and walk at the same time, Zhunt. You're an Australian.
No, I can't do it either. And the other reason I thought I'd bring Lava along for this little exercise is generally he finds stuff in 5 minutes, so... Whereas I'm still hunting 3 days later.
Yeah. And just another thing, when you're coming to a settlement, just give it time to load in.
Yeah, sometimes they can flip class. You could be going to a settlement that's always A to see what spawns in the system, and then if you fly in too quickly, you might suddenly find the class has changed to like a C. Generally flips to a C, I think. So.
Well, I've come into a settlement once or twice in its S class, and reloading into its C. So I think the C class was its natural state.
Yeah.
And because I initially landed too fast, it flipped to S.
There's two schools of thought, in my opinion, what's better to find. Well, I guess the best thing to find is when you fly into a new system and it's an S-class cabinet in the station and it's got a good multi-tool in it. Job done.
Yeah.
I guess there's two ways of looking at it after that. If you fly into a system and find an S-class cabinet in the station, which is pretty rare, then great, you don't have to go hunting for the S-class cabinet within the system. All you got to do is reload on every planet and see what spawns into the station cabinet. Easy peasy. But be prepared for disappointment, because the number of times we've been playing together or we've been playing by ourselves and we've found an S-class cabinet in a station and you reload on every planet and it's just 6 planets worth of crap. Nothing. So the other school of thought there is it's good to fly into a system and find a good looking multi-tool, because if it's either tier 2 or tier 3, because poor systems don't spawn S-class tools, that's probably important to note.
What's going to be, and B.
At least if there's a good looking tool in the system, you know that you're going to eventually find, with a bit of perseverance, the S-class cabinet for it.
What I do too is if I find even a C-class pistol, experimental alien, I'll hunt for an A cabinet somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'll see what loads into it.
Yeah. I've been doing that lately, just flying into systems and going, I'm just going to find a random A cabinet, even though there's nothing decent in the, like the station might be C, and it might be a piece of crap. So it's like, I'm just going to find a random cabinet. Last 2 or 3 videos I've done, that's exactly for tools that I've found in the S-Class. They're the one, that's how I've found them. I've just been going back through random systems.
I think I saw a sentinel pillar when I did the zoomy map thing. So I've found S cabinets before in those. So if that's the S, I don't remember which way it was. It's,
See, here's a good example. It's a minor settlement, like virtually a walking distance where the last map sent me to.
so that's
Any settlement can be the one you're looking for.
and even the sentinel pillar can be the one you're looking for.
That's
So
true.
it should be the same for everybody, and it is on boundaries.
So that's not going to be it. That's going to be the C-Class. You learn to see. I mean, you walk in the door. I don't even look in the cabinet half. I walk in the door and go, "That's the C-Class." I don't bother looking.
That was B class sentinel pillar.
The other thing is worth noting, which I keep forgetting to do, and then I keep forgetting to tell everyone. As I fly into a minor settlement, I try and have a look where the little save beacon is. So when you finish getting disappointed that you haven't found the S-Class and have to run outside to save, you don't run out and go round and round and round in circles looking for the beacon to save at. As I fly in, I'll show you on the next one.
What's the fun of that though?
I don't know about you, but I've recently found a few that I can't find the beacon. They must be buried in the ground. Sometimes there are some that are near cliffs, and the beacon will be up on the top of the cliff or whatever. But literally, there are ones recently where it must be buried. And
I think they don't load in at all.
is that what it is?
Yeah, and occasionally you'll find that the actual settlement won't load in.
Yeah, I found that also, especially on moons. The other thing I found is the little save beacon. If the settlement has those little shelters, the save beacon will generally be near those.
Yeah, to the right of them.
Yeah, see, you can see the beacon. I'm just flying it over the top of it now, so I know that when I go into this settlement, the quickest way there is out the side door, and it'll be sort of in front-ish. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Is it the A or the S? It's the A. Disappointment ensues. What else do we need to tell the punters? Lava?
Have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Don't put your fist through your monitor when you're 200-something settlements in and you haven't found it. It will be there.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, like I said before, poor systems, you know, failing, declining, all that sort of stuff. They don't spawn S-Class stuff. So if you fly into a system, always check the economy, because you might find your dream multi-tool and you'll be hunting forever. You won't find an S-Class. I mean, on the plus side now, we can upgrade them.
Yeah.
So if you find the worst you're going to find is an A.
I found a really nice C-Class with a lime green crystal. It had the whites with black diamond decals.
One of the videos I did recently of like, here's a bunch of multi-tools worth upgrading sort of thing. They were all C's and B's that'll never be S sort of thing. One of those was like a crystal lipstick alien, really nice green one with the honeycomb. But it's the C-Class, so you know it's never going to be S.
Yeah, but
oops, see there's the thing. See how I've spotted another settlement over here on the way in.
Yeah.
Let's just go land there. Now, sometimes you do this and you find it's one you've already been to. But, you know, the number of times I've landed like 300 U away from the settlement it's taken me to, and it's been the S-Class. And it won't be, because this is the C-Class multi-tool. Bummer. So, yeah, I hope we haven't babbled on too much and everyone's kind of got some idea now of how to multi-tool hunt. And you'll also find that when you start looking for a tool, the longer you spend looking for it, the less likely you are to give up, because you've put in that however many hours looking. It's like, I just want to find this thing now.
What's it going to be? A. The full 30 slot though.
Okay, what have I scored? It's the right tool, and it's Dun dun dun. B. Bummer.
Yeah, so basically multi-tools can go, their class can change one up or one down.
Yeah.
So an A class can be found as a B like you saw earlier, or it can be found as an S, or just a...
Yeah, so you'll never find something you like the look of in C is never going to become an A or an S, is what we're saying, basically.
And if it's a B class naturally, the best you'll ever see it is an A.
Is the A, yeah.
But you also find it has a C. It's it's easy enough to upgrade it.
This is a very effective way of wasting an awful lot of time searching for multi-tools. It's not quick. I mean, you can, both Lava and I have on a couple of occasions found one S-class cabinet first time we've looked. Like, we've flown into a system, seen something as an A-class in the cabinet, and gone, alright, I'll go have a look for it, and dropped on down to a planet, set off a map, first one it's taken us to, or just randomly found the cabinet in the system, like just flying along before we've even set off a map, sort of thing. It does happen, but if you're going to do this, you've also got to be prepared for. Generally, it's going to take, I don't know, 50, 100. That's the B, isn't it? I think. Oh no, that's the C. That's gone down the class.
That was
Dream reflector.
That was really slow loading in. It was just the landing pad was underground. I had to fly around again.
I'm not even listening to my own advice. I can't find the beacon. There it is. It's like you say, I can't multitask. I can't multi-tool hunt and talk to people.
Can't talk and walk at the same time.
Correct. keep tripping over my platypus suit.
Yeah. Oh, that was B class.
So, just getting back to also what I was saying before, when you go to the settlements and click the little beacon and it logs them, so I can see here I've been to 11. So if I found this next one, it'll be like, yay, I found it in 12 settlements. If it does take you to repeats, you've got to bear in mind, if you are trying to be, anal about how many you found it in, it's like, okay, it took me to one repeat, so you add one. But generally when they start repeating, you start getting a few of them. And that's usually sort of when you're up to, 100 or something or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I did have one that was at about 40 the other day, and I thought, wow.
I had it repeat. Brand new planet I went to, looking for something, and it repeated in the first 10. It was like the 9th settlement, and I was like, are you kidding me? There's probably 1,000 settlements on this planet. And it within the first 10, it sent me back to the same one. I was not amused. Like I said, the map system is not perfect, but thank God for maps, because in the old days you couldn't just set off a map and find these, you just had to fly along. That was before I was doing it, that was back when you were doing it. I would have pulled out my hair.
I had the beacon yet to find, but that I'll put you onto another planet.
That's the
and you had to clear that on the other planets, and it always sent you to the same settlements on the other planets, no matter how many times you went.
So that's another thing. You can, if you're running low on maps, or you just happen to spot one, those long skinny beacon poles that you can find out in the wild, they'll always send you to a minor settlement, but it won't send you to one if you've already got one of those maps, one of them marked as a map.
Yeah.
Similar to what I'm doing now, it won't find the same thing twice. So if I went and found one of those beacons now before I cleared this minor settlement that I'm flying towards, it just would say nothing found.
And when the maps were first introduced, every time it said nothing found, would use a map.
It'd burn a map, at least these days, where it's coming up with can't find similar building, that red message, it's not burning through maps, thank God. So you are going to waste 6 maps or so every time that you're not going to get back for the ones you haven't gone to, like the trade post and the planetary archive and observatory and all that.
But if you keep looking in the if you keep looking in the GTT in the
they do sell them.
Yeah.
This one does not. That you can get up to 300, I think, GTT from Settlement, isn't it? Is it 300 or?
No, maximum in the tier 3 system's 180.
It's 180, is it? I thought it was.
Yeah, no, and I think in the tier 2 system it's 80.
And don't be discouraged if you keep finding the C and B tool over and over like I currently seem to be. I'm blaming this entirely on Lava at the moment because he seems to have all the luck.
Yeah, I'm fighting all the A's and the B's.
Yeah, I'm fighting.
What's it? Oh!
I am kind of hoping that at some point during this little exercise one of us will get lucky and find the S while I'm recording, because I'm not going to be sitting here for 5 hours recording.
Another B. Yeah, and this GTT has got 48 maps.
If you are searching on a planet and do start to get a bunch of repeats, I'll quite often change planet.
Yeah.
Just go to another planet, especially if it's the space station pool, because then it doesn't matter what planet you search on. You've just got to remember if you reload your game on whatever planet you're on, you're going to be looking at a different bunch of tools. And the B class, bummer. B for bummer. Something else worth thinking about, if because this is the space station pool we are searching in currently, you don't have to fly back to the space station to reset it. If you finish your game here and save on a planet and go to bed or whatever, go have dinner, and then you reload, you've effectively reloaded on the planet that you are on, so you'll be looking at different tools. But you don't have to fly back to the space station to reset that. If you just fly up to your freighter and save on your freighter, whoops, I forgot to set the map off, and come back down to the planet, that's the same as reloading on the space station.
Yeah.
I mean, we call it the space station pool, but it's really the system pool, isn't it? I guess you'd call it, but other people call it as well, which is what we call it too. One of the two.
Ooh, 5 hours away.
Yeah, like I said, these maps can take you like walking distance, or they can be well and truly around the other side of the planet.
And back in the good old days, you could buy 999 at the time.
Yeah.
Now it's 99 at the time.
I'm just going to have a slurp of my tea as I land.
Well, I did once burn through about 1,200 maps in 2 days.
It's hit 28 degrees in here.
Yeah. I've no idea what it is here.
And that's B class. Have I even seen an A class yet? Yeah, I think I have. I said A, didn't I? Something.
Yeah.
But I guess through all the pain and misery of doing this, it's quite a good feeling when you finally nail the S class.
Yeah.
And if you haven't looked what else is in the system, when you find the S class cabinet, make sure you reload on every planet and then fly back to the cabinet and see what else is there. We've got systems that we've seen with 2, 3, 4 decent tools that spawn as S class in the same system.
Yeah,
Might get like three experimental rifles and a decent alien pistol or something. Could be anything.
I think the best I've found is 2 alien rifles and an experimental rifle.
Yeah, exactly. So just because you're hunting for the one tool doesn't mean there's not something else great. Conversely, there can also be there might be a really awesome looking B class something that's never going to be S class, but you know, it's worth mentioning because someone might be their dream tool and they might want to come here and grab it and upgrade it, and then they've got their S class dream tool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've upgraded quite a few B class and C class multi tools.
There you go, there's some nav data. So for sale at the GTT, which I accidentally pressed instead of the cabinet.
That's how I found those ones before. Just running towards the cabinet and caught the GTT.
So, slightly unrelated topic. A little bit of excitement here in my street last night. If I have to stop this video at any point very shortly, it's because there's a knock on the door. It'll be the police, because some clown shot himself in the leg up the road, shooting off illegal guns or something last night, waking the neighbourhood up, screaming his head off as he bled walking up the street. So they might want to come around and have a chat to see what I know. They've already been around for a chat, but they might be coming back for a statement. But so yes, if you suddenly say, "Oh, the police are here," now you know why.
Incoming storm.
This is the class of suburb I live in.
Yeah.
Scumbag. And a C-class.
Yeah, I'm living next door to a construction site with
Fun.
a tower crane. What I never knew is those big slabs of prefab concrete that they bring along. The ones that they brought have got brick veneer on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
No, they're usually just a smooth concrete face, aren't they?
Yeah, one side's smooth concrete, the other one's a brick veneer.
Come on now. There we go.
Minor settlement detected. Woohoo!
So this is probably not an activity for everyone, but for those who have found a decent multi-tool, or have ever asked the question, hey, I saw this in blah class, can I get this in S class, or how do I go about finding an S class, or any other question? Surely my fellow multi-tool hunter here, Mr. Lava, will have 90% of the answers. I'll have 10% that are incorrect. Because I'm an idiot. Number of times, how many times would we be playing together and we'd be like, oh, I found this, what does this mean? And I could almost feel your eyes rolling through the monitor as you explained it to me again.
I don't explain, I mansplain.
Yeah. I think I've kind of almost got a grip on it now. Oh, so there's something else we should mention. There's a taboo topic for you. Pirate systems. Don't ask us.
Yeah.
What a mess.
Yeah.
We haven't nutted them out at all, but they're a mess.
Yeah.
The rules go out the window.
Yeah, totally out the window.
My advice is to avoid them.
I've seen about 5 or 6 different C-class things loaded before.
You can get every class in the same tool. It breaks the rule. You can find a tool that's C class and is S class, which breaks the rules completely.
A class.
And also some of the multi-tools we've found in systems a while back that changed to pirate systems when that update came in. Those S class locations are now flipped to C class, so that's a little disappointing. But it is what it is. Nothing's forever and all that sort of crap.
Yeah. There's lots I haven't checked, see what's happened to them.
Yeah, no, I know. I checked that one recently. I was told you that in Galaxy 70, that one with the black one with that shark tooth on top, and that was C class now, the location we had. And so yeah, normally I wouldn't bother wandering over because I know that style of multi-tool, that model, is the C class. But you know, I'm trying to do things right with little success because I'm not seeing much.
Yeah, even though I know it's a C class, I still open the buy menu just to.
I don't.
Yeah, it's just habits.
It's probably more habit for you because, I mean, back in the days before the multi-tool cabinets were clear, you could see what was in them. You had to open it to even see what tool it was. I mean, that's not a thing anymore. And I prefer it actually. I like the clear cabinets.
Yeah, even when you're hunting something that you think is going to be S class, and some strange multi-tool loads in. Yeah, it's still a good habit to open it.
Oh, if you see something completely random in there, it's definitely worth looking at and saying, hey, what's going on here? Something's a bit odd.
But you sometimes see 2 multi-tools that look the same, but have different names and they're different tools.
I had that one recently. I was looking for, I can't remember which one, but there was 2 tools that were virtually identical, a C and a B.
Yeah.
And I kept looking at it going, oh, that's not that one, and then it wasn't. Here we go, B class. Jeez, we're Short on A's. This has not been a fabulous search for me. Not that I expected to have found it by now, but I would have thought I would find more A classes. I'm finding a heap of B's.
Yeah. But that's part and parcel of looking in the tier 2 system.
Yeah, and true. And more to the point, we're not seeing, and like I was saying before, we're not seeing another tool appearing as A. So we know that that one is eventually going to be the A/S class.
Not necessarily.
Well, yeah. Like I said at the start, 99% of the time, you can suffer disappointment. Like I said with that blue crystal alien pistol one I found, and I finally tracked it down, and it wasn't the S-class cabinet. That was a little bit annoying.
The very first time I was hunting A-class alien, and that didn't load into the S cabinet. The very, very first time, I probably looked in about 30 or 40 cabinets, and every time it was A-class, it was that alien. And the pistol that finally showed up, and I opened the buy menu. That was the first time I ever saw that multi-tool. And so it was about 40 cabinets before the S-class showed up.
I had
thing I've never seen before.
I had a similar experience recently. There was that. Remember that one I found, that white experimental with the blue crystals? It was C-class, and everywhere else in the system I'd seen a different C-class.
Yeah.
And I found that one. I can't even remember if I was looking what I was looking for in that system. I don't think I was looking for an S-class. I can't remember what I was doing, but it was the only cabinet that I found that multi-tool in, and it was this white one with the blue crystals. It was beautiful. It's a shame it wasn't, an A, would have been S sort of thing, but it's like there's some multi-tools that are, when we say there's an A, B and C in every one, there's some that are in some systems that are hiding in between, and in certain cabinets, in certain situations, they appear. And you can't ever, unless you're looking at a crapload of cabinets till you sort of finally find one by fluke, you don't know, because the cabinets aren't marked, the settlements aren't marked, nothing's marked in any way to indicate anything different. The only way you know what's in the class is by looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the locations of 2 C-class lipstick aliens.
I forgot where the things already.
Yeah, and those 2 lipstick aliens are lost. They're gone totally.
Yeah.
They're no longer in those systems where I found them. And one of them had the glyphs on the screenshot, so I knew the system.
You knew it was the right system, but it's not there.
Yeah,
I'll tell you which. Sorry, I was going to say. I'll tell you which one I really liked. There was one that you and KJ got when there was an update, and then it buggered up all the cabinets, and then that changed all the tools. Changed. Was it the pirate update, the Outlaws?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like a blue crystal.
Lipstick alien.
Yeah, that was really nice, and I thought, I might go get that at some. Oh, no hurry. And then, of course, every multi-tool changed back to what it was. It was like there was a momentary week or so where every multi-tool changed in every system, and it changed back to its original state, and that one's now lost forever. Yeah. That's probably one of the nicest ones I've seen, and I think you guys are the only 2 who have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like that. It's time also for me to renew my little vendetta or little thing with Hello Games. I want to send them another Zendesk request. I would like to be able to collect and display multi-tools on a base. Some sort of little stand or whatever. You can take your multi-tool and pop it on there, because I just want to build a base and fill it full of all these cool multi-tools I've found. And I've sent a Zendesk request a few times. I even mocked up a couple of pictures of this is the sort of thing I'm talking about, but stuck it on Reddit, had a bunch of people say, yeah, that's a good idea, but it's yet to eventuate.
Yeah,
Sean?
All they do is refurbish or whatever that carton planter instead of growing carbon, have it so you can display 2 or 3 multi-tools on
Oh,
it.
look, I'd even be happy with the old style multi-tool stand that was in the Anomaly, that round thing. Just take the top off it with that little round stand thing and make that a buildable part, and just with an interact thing in the middle of it, and if you interact with it when it's empty, it places your current multi-tool equipped on it. If you interact with it when it's got a multi-tool on it, it takes it off and puts it in one of your 6 multi-tool slots, provided you don't have 6 already equipped. And make it so you've always got to be carrying a multi-tool. So like spaceships, you've always got to have a weapon installed, sort of thing, or whatever. I would just like to build a big base with, you know, a couple of hundred decent multi-tools that we've found, some of the other great ones that people in the community have found.
Yeah, just the 400 or 500 I found.
Yeah. I don't even care if they're S-class, obviously. Like, some of them are great that are C and B class that aren't going to be ever going to be S-class, sort of thing. I just like the look of them. That'd be ideal.
Yeah, that's an awful pistol B class.
Well, I reckon we'll give this, what, another 10 minutes or so?
Yep.
See if we find the S-class. I don't hold out much hope, but that's such a defeatist attitude. I'm going to walk in the door now and find it. And I'm not, because it's the C-class. I'm not even going to look in the cabinet.
I need more maps, because I just used up all those.
Would have helped if I didn't steal all of them out of the station on you.
No, I managed to buy another 99 there.
Oh, yeah, of course they're separate, aren't they? Yeah. I was going to say, I'd be feeling bad, because with this save I'm playing on everything's free sort of thing, so I'm not burning through maps as I'm buying them. I think I had to dump a bunch of them because I was out of room in my inventory at one stage.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's settlements.
what have we got
12.
over here? All these maps building up.
Yeah, settlement was 1,200 units away.
Walk, you lazy bastard.
Nah, I'm flying. by the time I walked there, I could have checked the.
Could have checked and been on to the next one.
Jumped
What do you-
up and celebrated
And rubbed it in my face.
Yeah. Instead, I would have had to wait 10 minutes.
What do you reckon? I mean, do people, if anyone's actually watching this video, but what do you reckon about a minute per cabinet you should be able to burn through doing this? You reckon it's about, by time, depending on where it is on the planet from where you are, by the time you land, fly, turn around, set off another map, probably about a minute, give or take?
Yeah, and depending on what race too, like if this is a Viking race, I would be interacting with the NPC, because the number of times I've been handed the S-class multi-tool I've been hunting, no, lost count.
Guess what I just found?
Oh, C-class.
I finally found one of the A's.
Whoa!
My luck is changing, my friend.
Yeah.
He's storming home towards the end of the video with a victory. Maybe. Let's not get too cocky just yet.
Oh, when I find the S-class, I'll share the location with you.
Yeah. The gloating video, yeah, good. Speaking of gloating, what I'm up to. I've only done 24 settlements. Don't know what you're up to. I've been talking.
It's 19.
I've been talking too much crap and not checking the cabinets, although haven't really stopped ridiculously.
Yeah, so I don't really rush.
Is it gonna be? And what's the motto? It's always the next cabinet.
Yep. The next one's got to be S-class.
The next one's going to be the S-class. We'll both find S-classes at the same time. It's possible.
Yeah.
There is more than one S-class in the system. Obviously, just touching back on that, statistically, 0% of finding an S-class cabinet in a poor system, 1% chance in a medium economy, and 2%, that's C-class, 2% in a tier 3 or high economy. That's apparently the statistics, but you and I both know we've both been to medium economies, which theoretically should be harder, and found them in the first 10 or 1 or first 20, whatever. And I've spent days hunting in a tier 3 high economy. It's, even though that's what the game statistics says, or percentages say, it doesn't always seem to follow well and truly.
Tier 3 are usually a real pain in the ass.
And some of your best finds have been in tier 2s as opposed to tier 3s. So you shouldn't avoid looking at a tier 2 system for multi-tools because you think it'll be harder. I would avoid looking at a poor system, obviously, because you'll never find the S-Class unless you just want to look around and see what you can find and you're happy to upgrade something that you find, but or you're happy to live with an A-Class.
Yeah, I've looked in a few pirate systems just because I didn't understand the mechanics of how they operate.
Yeah.
And I found a few as well. I found a few that were C-Class in the station cabinets, and I found some S cabinets.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about pirate systems. And the slot count is backwards. You get C classes with a full complement of slots, and then the S class will have like 10 slots missing or whatever. Or it's like it's the opposite. They've flipped the rules on their head.
Yeah, I've seen tier 3 C class haulers with 48 slots.
That's why I avoid them. They just do my head in. Come on, Mr. Map. There we go.
And freighters and pirate systems, no, they've got about 20 light years lower than they should be.
Where's my settlement? Here it is.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? South.
Crap.
C-class.
See, quite often it's the other thing people won't know. When we're doing what we're doing now, we'll quite often be doing this, playing together, but in entirely separate systems. We don't generally hunt together in the same system with the same tool. I don't think we've ever really raced like this. Not that I was going to say it's not really much of a race, is it? It's a bit.
Yeah, because definitely I'm going to find the S cabinet.
Oh, you definitely
are. You're just supporting it.
Yeah.
You're just the cameraman.
I'm the warm up. I'm the warm up act.
No, you're just the cameraman.
I was going to say I'm the multi-tool fluffer.
Oh, that's... yeah, well, we won't go there.
Don't go there. Fuzzy butt. Alright, what's this one going to be? And of course the other thing is, while you're out looking for multi-tools, you might find some decent location for a base or some cool fauna or whatever else.
Yeah,
you can multitask. It's not just about finding multi-tools or a really good planet for a base or whatever.
Yeah, yes, I found a really nice white grass planet a couple of days ago, and I thought, oh, I need an excuse to put a base here.
How many bases do you have that are like white,
purple
lush?
Grass.
Yeah, purple grass. Blue sky planet or something. Could have
lots, too many.
Yeah, it's gonna 20 of them.
Yeah,
and the rest.
But that place I found the B-class white experimental with diamond decals. And I thought, yeah,
that'll do it.
Yeah, there's nothing else in the system.
Since you've been such a good chap, good sport,
there
come
was
along.
something else in the system. There was I haven't handed it to you yet. There was all red experimental pistol.
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, since you've been such a good chap and turned up and participated in this little experiment, I'm going to link your channel at the end of the video. Isn't that nice of me?
Woohoo!
So all 10 people watching can see who I'm playing with, who I'm sure will be 10 people who I already know.
Yeah. And if I come onto your stream and say, oh, what's this game?
Yeah. What's this game? Is it any good?
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Say, no, it's crap.
I've had a few people explain to me what the game is, and then one time I said, oh, what's the cabinets?
Yeah, what's in the cabinets?
Yeah, meaning the class, and then they explained about multi-tools in great detail.
In great incorrect detail, probably.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I'm the first to admit I quite often wrong with what I tell people in this game. That's why I don't usually offer advice. I can make myself look like an idiot the best of times. I don't need any more help.
You've been asking the right questions in the past.
It's only taken 2 years.
Yeah, well,
Actually, I don't
what's
really
the
know
rush?
how long I've sort of been doing this. Obviously I've been doing this a lot more lately. I used to be more of a base builder, but I think when I wouldn't say when the new base building system came in, but probably the last year or so I haven't really been much of a base builder. I've been more about hunting multi-tools and going hunting all the diplos and all that. That took a while. I have not seen this tool in ages, dude. I keep seeing this crappy pistol.
Oh, I'm flying towards
I should
the
have.
S cabinet right now.
I should have never let you talk me into using this system for this. Oh, I've got a system we could use. Yeah, right. Knowing you, you've already got the cabinet location, and you've just sucking me in. And I say we're going to finish now, and you're going to miraculously fly over and go, oh, look what I found.
Yeah, but I was on the Paradise Clouds earlier. So I'm not going to be going, oh yes, I've been searching on this desert planets. Oh, I've just found the Paradise Planet cabinet.
Do you always sort of keep searching on the same planet, or do you crack the shits and change planet after a while if you're not having any luck? Do you think there's any sort of C-class? Do you think there's any sort of advantage, disadvantage to either? I tend to stay on the same planet until I start getting repeats. If I start getting too many repeats, I might crack it and change planets.
Yeah, I sort of tend to stay on the same planets. I don't often change planets. Occasionally, I've had in the past people say I've searched 150 or whatever, can't find anything. Can you come and have a look? And I had that happen a couple of times, so I've gone and asked them what planet they were hunting on, and I'll look somewhere else, and both times I've found the S cabinet about the second or third cabinet.
Yeah.
And they've done 150 odd.
Do you think also that there's anything in the save seed or the account with any luck? Because some people claim that they have absolutely no luck finding stuff. I know there was one of KJ's saves she couldn't find an S-class freighter to save itself and couldn't find anything S-class, and we reckon there was that save was just, well, for lack of a better word, cursed. And but yet other people's saves seem to find. Oh, here we go. What is it? A-class. Getting warmer.
My save I was playing earlier, that's now got all the glyphs, it's got all the seat slots. It's probably warped, I don't know, 90, 100 times. I haven't found a single S cabinet with the experimental alien. It's only just found the B-class alien, which could possibly be S-class somewhere.
I think you need to delete that save. It doesn't fit with your mantra.
Yeah, well, that's the save the last Expedition 7.
Oh, okay.
I started the save.
Was that Leviathan one, I think?
Yeah, but then after about 47 minutes, I stopped playing that save and I started a new save because of Zane's video.
Found another A-class. Definitely getting warmer. I'm in the neighbourhood.
Yeah.
I'm catching you. Not that it's a race, but it's a race. This is more about bragging rights and pride. How many times? Actually, there was one time I remember you couldn't find a tool, and I offered to join your game, or did just join your game. I might have just crashed in. And what are you doing? And you actually left to go to down the shops. And I said, I bet you I find it before you get back. And about 5 minutes after you left, I found a tool.
Yeah, because I was so frustrated by that time now. It's just,
It's nice to know that occasionally you have bad luck.
Yeah.
Like, it's not all just, I found it in the first settlement that we usually hear from. That the other day when you sent the picture to me and you'd found like 2 in a row in the first settlement or something, I wanted to reach through my tablet and punch you in the face. Because I was still, up to 250 whatever on the one I was looking for. And I'm like, piss off. So
Yeah,
I mean,
just
it's,
found it's no
there's
problem from orbit.
there's probably zero skill in this and 100% luck. It's just knowledge about what you're doing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, when I
Like-
first started, I had no clue. Like,
Yeah.
I found the B-class alien, and the first planet I landed on top of the S cabinets in the settlement, and I couldn't work out why the alien didn't load into the cabinet.
Yeah. Once you get a grasp of the mechanics
B-class.
and knowing about how to manipulate the pool, like which planet spawns which tool, you're making sure you're on the right planet for the right tool, and yeah, I mean, a few times I've gone to bed and saved on a planet, and started playing the next day, and it's been the system pool, and suddenly I'm like, why am I seeing the right tool? Or forgot what I was looking for, and then going, these tools don't look familiar because I'm looking at the C's and B's from another pool. And it's like, oh, that's right. So I go up and save on the freighter and reload. And suddenly I'm seeing everything familiar again. What an idiot. So you got to sort of keep your wits about you to some degree with that sort of stuff, and remember what planet, like I said, what planet spawns what tool.
Yeah, and you've got to be aware too that if your game crashes, that'll happen.
Yeah.
So you have to fly space reloads on the freighter. Yeah, and also if you find a really, really nice C-class, just fly up to the
Freebie.
Fly up to the anomaly and get it from there, because that way it'll stay in the station pool or wherever pool.
See, in the old days, the anomaly had a separate pool, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's where one of my missing lipstick aliens went missing from.
I spotted a freebie settlement when I landed on it, getting all carried away, hoping it would be the S.
Well, I'm coming to a settlement right now, and this is definitely going to be the S cabinet.
No, the one I'm going to is going to be the S cabinet. Don't you worry about that. Now, since I should probably show kids on screen, beacon, in case you weren't wondering, is that thing. If you find one of those, and I'm just flying into it with my ship now, and trigger that will always take you to a... Look, there's another one. That will always take you to a minor settlement. But if you've already got one marked like I do now, wait till it's sharp with nothing found. So I might get desperate and run down the hill and trigger the beacon. Just to show everyone who's watching however many 10 of them there are. And A-class, and show you what it does. But you've probably, if you've got half an idea and been playing the game for more than 5 minutes, you've probably come across one of these things before. Now I've got 2 of them to pick from, dude. Pick one, left or right?
The right.
Okay.
Because the right's the right one.
The right's the right one. Okay, now, here's another little trick. If you can't remember where something is, turn your camera on, and straight up over the hill. And you can use your camera to look around.
Oh, this one's got to be the S cabinet. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed?
And if not this one, it's the next one.
Right, it's always the next one. So you remember when I said we'll give it 10 more minutes? That was 17 minutes ago.
Woohoo!
I think. Okay, so if you go up to this beacon here, what's it called? Waypoint. And it does that.
I see.
The other thing about setting off a map in your ship as opposed to in your exosuit is it doesn't do the big whoosh up into the sky thing that that just did then.
Yeah, I try to avoid maps in the ship.
I don't like
you got to hunt around for where the actual thing is then.
I don't like the whoosh up into the sky. I think it takes too long.
Yeah, the beacon side right in front of you, or it's right behind you.
Well, the beacon found me a settlement that was pissing distance from the one I just set off, so I could have almost seen it with my naked eye. Oh well, if it's the S-class cabinet, who's going to care?
Yeah, the one I'm flying towards now is going to be the S cabinet.
Oh no, this is going to be it right here. And it is the S-class B version. if there is such a thing. I'm just making it up now. Desperately want to find this before you. Just to have some bragging rights.
Yeah.
I haven't had a repeat so far, I don't know about you.
No repeats.
And how many are you up to, dude?
As soon as I pop out of my shit and look at the S cabinets, I'll tell you.
Alright. I'm up to 36. Flying towards 37. When I find it. Did I even set my map off? Maybe I didn't set the map off.
27.
I mustn't have. Oops,
So this will be 28.
I got all distracted and started flying towards a non-existent place because I hadn't set a map off.
Oh no.
You're only up to 28.
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Oh, I've been taking my time, twiddling my thumbs.
Biding your time to rub it in my face when you find it before me.
Oh, you've never heard the story of the turtle and the hare?
I have heard the story of the turtle.
Yeah. Oh, I reckon it's the time differences between us.
It's at 29 degrees in my room here. I should be wearing less clothing and have more fans on.
Nah, we have enough nightmares from last time, sorry.
Good thing this is only audio. That is not the S-Class cabinet, dude. Alright, we'll give it 5 more minutes. A hard 5 more minutes.
Yep.
Or else this video is going to be so big I'm going to be uploading it by Christmas. It may have finished by this evening otherwise. What is it now? It's 3:30 something in the afternoon. It's 4:15. Oop, out of maps. I always keep my maps in the corner here. Don't know why.
Two crashed phrases almost touching.
You know, I was tempted to leave the speech to text on the screen for this, because you know how it doesn't handle our accents particularly well. Our alleged accents.
Yeah, I don't have an accent.
I don't have an accent either.
You Aussies do.
No, you sound weird. That's why the computer doesn't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Even the Atlas translator can't deal with you, dude.
It's gonna be a C-Class.
Oh, here's a thought I had in hand. What sort of screenshot should we take for the thumbnail for this video? Maybe I should grab. We should go back to the. No, it's the wrong cabinet. Maybe we should go back to the space station and stand in front of the space station cabinet. Or if one of us finds an A-Class, we'll go stand in front of that. Or B. I guess it's the right tool. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, come on, Matt. You can do it. Woohoo! Zoom, zoom.
I haven't been paying attention, but I haven't heard a knock at the door, so I assume the police don't want to come and talk to me about
your lab.
about the lab, yeah. Don't let them in the house when they're if they want to talk to me. Like CSI out the front, they had their crime van and everything. And I went and spoke to the neighbour and said, yeah, after the cop came and knocked on my door, I went and, checked the mailbox, sort of thing. And he goes, yeah, I did the same thing. Just poked my head out to see what was going on. It's not every day I get a shooting in the street.
No. I think it's ever happened to where I am.
Oh, nothing happens in Adelaide.
Yeah. Unless you live in Snowtown.
Yeah, unless you live in Snowtown. There's a reference most people won't get. Oh, dude.
Yeah, just Google bank vault and barrel and Snowtown and bulb bludgers and
dismemberment. Because I can't imagine you can fit a body in a barrel hole. I wouldn't know.
The barrel was.
Haven't tried, I swear.
The sediment dropped down. Green light screen. So hopefully it dropped down completely.
So can you think of anything else we should be telling anyone who's watching this about how to do this? Have I more or less covered every bit of info that you can think of?
Yeah.
Have we managed to sum up our entire knowledge in, a half hour or so video?
Oh, it's always something you forget.
Oh yeah.
No, like you hit the stop record button and you'll think, oh, I wish I'd said such and such, blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
Oh, the number of times I've done a multi-tool video and said, oh yeah, this is an Eisentown or something, and then gone, oh, no, it's not. It's in Euclid or whatever. Or I've forgotten to give the coordinates or whatever. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, most of my multi-tool videos are like 2-3 minutes or whatever. They're not major epics. It's not a huge video to start again. But I'm just hoping that this is actually recording. I was running out of room on my hard drive.
Oh no. Yeah, a
Just
few times.
just thought of that.
Yeah, a few times I forgot what galaxy I was down the thing in, so I had to
Well, here we
go
go.
into the galaxy map.
Here we
to have a
go.
look.
This is going to be the one. This is going to be the one. And it's not the one. It is indeed an A class.
Oh,
Well-
next one's gonna be the one.
Alright, one more map each.
9 seconds away.
One more map. I'll come and meet you over where you are. I'll just set off one more, unless
I'll
you
just
find
see
this
what
class.
it is. It's bound to be the S, but it may not be an A or a B.
It's bound to be the S.
Yeah, even a C.
Supreme confidence. I was going to say it's bound to have a multi-tool in it, but sometimes you
Ooh,
open cabinets and they don't.
Yeah.
Well,
Technically.
technically-
It's S class, found it!
are you kidding me?
No, it's S class.
I'm gonna hang on. I refuse to be defeated. I'm gonna go look at the map I set off. Because if this is S class 2, it's a draw. Bitch.
I told
dude.
you it was the next one.
Yeah, we've been saying the next one for half an hour. This probably won't even be the right tool. This will be the other one. Well, I'm glad if you have found it that's a fitting way to wrap it up. Because we're probably just about done. Yeah, it's the C-class tool. I'm not even going to go out and save the thing.
Yeah, we'll come and have a look at
I know what it looks like. It looks like the A and B version, but it's got a nice little gold badge on it.
Yep. Big S.
Bitch!
Big S for Lavalamp.
Yeah, a big S for suck it, Zhunt.
So I'll just did the beacon thingy, and that is 31 minor settlements.
Well, like I say, minus the one that I didn't just save. I think I was about 10 in front of you. You could have at least got out on my parking spot for me. VIP coming through.
Bossing uranium.
Had you searched the rest of the system? Do you know if anything else spawns here? I guess you probably
Yeah, I think this is the only thing from memory.
had. Come here, you.
Yeah, because all the
Hold still, I'm trying to melee you.
on. Well, just come and have a look at the S cabinet first.
Oh, you son of a bitch. That is perfect, dude. That is perfect.
Time.
last sentiment?
No,
Yeah,
I
okay.
just hit the
One more.
stop button. No,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
no, the
Oh,
next
it's the one I'm
one's the
flying
S.
towards. You're a prick. Well, everybody, I think on that note, we will well and truly wrap this up, and I'm going to go slash my
Cry.
wrists or cry or whatever. And yes, no, all hail the king. Well done, Lava. All's fair. I will give you a and you probably deserve some sort of emoji for that. I'll give you a thumbs up, even though you're facing the wrong way.
Yeah,
Congratulations. I'll go stand here and turn myself around if I can figure out what I'm doing. Alright, thanks for coming in, Lava, and imparting your knowledge, and hopefully everyone got something out of this, and we've shown you how easy it is to do.
Yeah.
So easy. And so enjoyable, and not frustrating at all, and not particularly annoying when the person you invite on your video upstages you, which was 90% chance was always going to happen. Look, what did I say to you before we started this? We want to at least spend more than 5 minutes talking to people and not find the S-Class straight away, so I'm glad that you held off. You freak. Alright everyone, thanks Lava. And I think we'll call it there. I shall upload this and hopefully everyone gets a bit of a laugh and learns something.
Yeah.
You
just
puff your chest out. Yeah, go on. What else have I got for you? Nope. Nah. Nah. Alright, see you later, everyone.
Yeah.